Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where I'll be breaking down the big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please hit that like button, and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. Now, if you want to go above and beyond and especially get live trading, daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, and all kinds of long term and short term setups, definitely check out my link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into the market. So welcome back once again, guys. And you can see Fed minutes shows official we're in tight split over December rate cut, but we did it anyway. And then we got home prices are getting slightly more affordable, but down payments are still holding buyers back, which is true because it's still really high when it comes to interest rate, especially what you were paying before compared to now. Even though the rates came down just a tiny hair, it's still up quite a bit. Now, fear and greed index still on neutral, reading number of a 50 right now. So, I mean, we're just in the middle. We were right here on greed. We just pushed back in a little bit here. But again, we could be going into fear come next year. So what market did today, you can see is, just a sideways action. If you're trying to make money in this market, you're not going to make anything. And this is really bad, especially when it comes to day trading, because your premium is definitely not moving, whether you're getting into long side or even the short side. Nothing is moving. Dow is absolutely flat. Nasdaq flat, S&P flat, Russell down 0.43%. So maybe Russell showing us that this is where we could be going. But look at this, advancing 42.2, declining almost 55% on the day. 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500. We got energy leading the way on top, and this entire week, I mean, we only got 4 days, but yesterday and today, energy led the way on top, you can see, for the week. Communication services was the second one, and then utilities, and then technology. For the day, energy led the way, basic materials, communication services, utilities, real estate, everything else pretty much flat to even down for the day. Stock market map, what do we have here? You can see Microsoft slightly up, Nvidia flat, Broadcom flat, AMD flat, we got Meta up 1.23%, Google flat, Amazon also flat, Tesla flat, and Apple same thing. It just flat, nothing really moving. You can see the entire stock market map just going flat to slightly red for the day. On Apple stock, it's actually down just a tiny hair, 0.16%, and there is not much to talk about here, guys. You can see the 50-day moved up. It's sitting at 272.47, and so far it's holding over that. We also got that breakout from this downtrend, and we're just consolidating right here on Apple stock. Is that going to actually help possibly make a move back up to the upside? Maybe into new year, but so far really low volume. You can see nothing is there, and we're just chopping on pretty much everything entire market. You guys saw the stock market map, and this is exactly what we're seeing. But also you can call this a mini bear flag here that is forming. I mean, a lot of the ways we can take this as positive, also as negative, but we need to watch the price action and see what the price does going into tomorrow. And especially, I would give more weight on this thing going into next week. And why? Because all the big boys, they're gonna be back from vacation. New year will get started, and we will see if the market wants to move higher, or perhaps we see some sort of a pullback here in this market. So here on Apple stock, this key support has to hold the 50-day 272.48. Underneath that, that opens the door for a move down to 268, maybe even down to 264 to close the gap. To the upside, the only resistance here that I see 20-day is a negative slope. It's coming down, which is at 276. We also have resistance there just above that. So 276 to 277, we can get there. But if it breaks over that, you're going to see a push towards 280. But I don't see that happening this week. On AMD, it's absolutely flat on the day. Now, you can call this a wedge pattern or even a bear flag, whatever you want to call it. It's there, but we don't have a breakout or a breakdown yet. We're just consolidating inside this wedge. So, going into next few sessions, and I mean next year, Watch out. AMD can hold up 214. We might get to see a breakout over this trend line, like 220, maybe even to 226. But if this thing breaks under 214, we could be going lower down to 202 or 203 here in this case. Maybe down a portion of this trend line, which is all the way down here, just under 198. And from there, we could be going and filling this entire gap at 170, which I think it's going to happen, very soon right here on AMD. And so far, I mean, it's just consolidating here. So we have to see maybe the next earnings can, give us some guidance where AMD is heading. As long as it's just trading here, we don't have, much information whether AMD is going to break out or possibly we're going to see a breakdown next year. On Nvidia, stock is absolutely flat on the day, and you can see doji after doji and another inside day just trading and chopping around and just consolidating. Are we going to see some sort of a breakout? Well, not on the hourly. You can see it's kind of a bear flagging here or just consolidating inside this range. We don't have a breakout yet. But Nvidia, I think if it pulls back maybe into that 184 zone, maybe down here at 181.45, that would be fantastic. As long as the support holds, you can play it back up to the upside. We still have a massive gap on top at 205.56. So Nvidia going into tomorrow's session and into Friday's session, watch out if this thing gets over 190. We could be, and we did actually here recently, we could be going towards that 196. Now, if it stays under here and we just chop around, watch out for the 50-day to hold up, at least on a pullback. And so far, it's doing that. It's just around that 186 and some change right here. You can see 186.29. Underneath that, you'll see a flush down to 184, and then the gap comes into play, which is near the 20-day moving average right here, just below 182. On Microsoft, it's up slightly on the day, but not much really happening. And just to want to give you guys a quick glimpse of what's happening here on Microsoft, well, we're just chopping inside this box or range. You can call this a mini bull flag, but if you draw a line here and one here, you'll see this is also within a big bear flag or wedge. But we don't have any confirmation yet. I think Microsoft will look bullish and something is big coming, guys. I think next year, January, you're going to see something. It has to happen. And why? Look at the Bollinger Band on top. If we're actually going up, this Bollinger Band coming down. Look at this. It's 494. So maybe you get up to 500, it would be overextended. Look at the lower one. It's getting that Bollinger Band squeeze. We're trading inside this just mini box, and things are just not moving in the right direction. So yes, things can definitely, you want to see Microsoft go up, you want to see Microsoft rallying, but if things break down here, this is also, I mean, I can show you guys that it kind of looks like a bear flag as well. I mean, if you draw a line here and you put it maybe here, let me change the color a little bit here. And I like to do this, especially when I'm actually making videos, so uh, people can see what exactly happening. And you can see, I mean, we're just pretty much wedging here inside this box, or you can call this a bear flag, which is there. I mean, whatever that is, we're just trading inside this pattern, and it just on the daily, but then inside that, this could be a nice bull flag right there. So who knows which one is going to play out, but so far, things are not really good, except that, I'm seeing lots of consolidation here. Things are going to look good. If we can trade over 492, we can hold that as a support on Microsoft, then yes, next stop will be 500 and maybe even 505. But so far, that is not the case. It's not happening. So watch out. There will be support right here at 487. We have support at 484, 480, and underneath that, we could be retesting this low down here near 473 on Microsoft. On Meta, it's up 1.33%. So Meta is the only one that is actually moving up really nicely. And yesterday, twice on live call with my Patreon group, I actually took calls at 655 and sold at 670 almost. $5 move to the upside. And these are just day trades that I took, 675 calls. And then it came back again at 655. So I grabbed calls again on Meta. And this morning, was pretty much going in the money. You can see we sold near the top and then came back now trading at 667. So this was fantastic. You'll see a Tesla trade very soon. That one was even better that I took profit today, over 30% on that play. So Meta here, what is next? Well, you can see even came down today. It's holding over 664. Technically, that's looking really bullish for a move, maybe up to 682. And if we can stay over that at one point, whenever that happens, definitely this gap comes into play. But we're not just there yet, guys. Now, key support to watch, definitely these moving averages you can see right on your screen. This 664 level, underneath that 655 50-day moving average, and then 638 on Meta. On Google, stock is also flat on the day, and you can see it's just trading around that 314. We don't have a big breakout, nothing from these lows. It actually went up, but a lot of people will call this like a bull flag breakout. You can also see it the other way. This is a bear flag pattern here, just holding 314. Now, if this thing gives up 314, you can see these moving averages, this white line on your screen and the blue line, the 5-day. It's kind of just sitting right there. Now, if that gives up, we could be landing all the way down to this next support right here at 307, 303, and then flat 300. If we can hold over 314, we could see a push towards these highs right here. That's going to be around 322, maybe even into 328, previous all-time highs. But so far, that just not happening at this moment right here on Google. So we have to wait and see what Google does next few sessions. So far, yes, it's looking good over these moving averages, but we need to push higher if we're gonna make new all-time highs on Google. On Amazon stock, it's similar story, and you can see last few days. Look at the volume, guys. It's pathetic. Nothing. Nobody's trading. Machines are trading, just going back and forth. Bunch of chop. We did not even close the gap. So you would possibly call this some sort of a mini bull flag or just a box. We don't have any breakout confirmation yet. And it's not even filling the gap. I would like to see it over 236. That's not happening. There is key support zone. You can see right here the 50-day is trying to hold, which is right here, right about 231. If that gives up, we could be landing down to the 20-day 229 and then 223. To the upside, we need to get over these highs. That would be 233. Maybe fill the gap and get over that 233.55. Over that, you're going to see another move up to 236. And once we get over that, Amazon will look a lot more bullish. On Tesla stock is down 0.42%. So Tesla was down quite a bit. You can see it came all the way down here to 454, 53 almost. And this is where I locked in profit on these 430 puts. They were up over 30%. And we took these puts, I think it was right about here, guys. So if you want these types of trade ideas, and currently I'm not really pushing a lot of trade ideas, and you guys know why, because the market is just really garbage right now. The flow, it just not happening. Low volume, big people that actually move the market, they're actually on vacation. Nobody's back. So I will be back with lots of good trades next year. And when the market moves, when volatility is really high, guess what? We make money right and left. So this is your chance to set up for next year. And if you want to get these types of trade ideas, definitely check out that link down in the description, guys. And I still have a couple more Teslas left because I think next year we can go down even further. And worst case scenario, just get stopped out at break even here for the runners. So Tesla definitely, if you took anything, if you shorted by yourself, or even if you were thinking about shorting it and you got in, you got rewarded here because it was down nearly 50 bucks or 45 at least in my case that I caught all the way to the downside, and it actually paid today. So Tesla here, you can see, I mean, we're not even over that 463 mark. We went higher today, got rejection, came back, and now trading at 457. So this thing broke this trend line. We got a gap right here near 473, 474. So if this thing gets over 463, we might see that move back up to the upside to close the gap. But as of right now, the next critical support would be right down here at 442. And so far, we're just shopping right here on Tesla. We don't have any direction yet. After making this, big move to the downside, after hitting almost 500. On Broadcom, it's up slightly on the day, 0.39%. And you can see we're just trading within this bear flag pattern, and we could not even take out this high 357. So until we get over that, I mean, this thing can just come back down to the critical support 330, maybe even 324, and there is a gap down here which I think next year will likely we will see that Broadcom coming down and closing this gap, which is around that 307 mark. So quite a bit of downside here on Broadcom if this thing wants to come down. But what Broadcom is doing here, you can see, I mean, this is just a range, and I wanted to show you guys that we're just trading, especially when you look at this range, we had that range expansion here. You can see we're just trading inside this range. We had that range expansion. We had a fake breakout. We came back in. We had another fake breakout. And with earnings, everything came down and crushing all the way down to this bottom of this channel. And so far, we're just holding there. So this channel, right now, we're in the middle of the channel, right? Pretty much at the lower portion to maybe middle. If we can push over this, 357 zone, we could see more upside, maybe 373. But so far, that's not happening. So watch out if this thing actually breaks down. We could be taking out bottom of this box or this lower range. That would, actually trigger a sell-off all the way down to the gap, and that could happen next year. On Netflix is down 0.38%. In this one, also just consolidating low volume. We're not getting any direction, and we're not actually breaking down also and not really making a new low since last week. So Netflix, it's not over 94, so I can say it's going to 97. But long term, I think it's a fantastic opportunity as long as this thing, stays here in this inside this box. We don't get any breakout or breakdown. We could be just consolidating, and we have earnings coming out next month. So I think a lot of the investors are waiting to see that. But don't forget, this thing is way, way down from daily 200 SMA. And if we're to go and retrace that daily 200 SMA, we could be going over 100 easily. So Netflix, good opportunity long term. If you're trading short term, definitely not something you want to get into because there could be a little bit more downside if this thing breaks down. And even if there is no downside, trading this short term, look at the move here. You're not gonna make a lot of money unless you're really good with quick in and out, just a couple of dollars. Then it's good for you. 94, we need to get over that into closing today, if not tomorrow. Otherwise, we could see a new low and possibly a retest of 91.7. And from there, it can go much, much lower. If we can close over 94, then we could see a push towards that 97, which can happen going into next year because January is definitely, if you look at the history, it's one of the bullish month for Netflix, and especially with earnings, this thing move up come next year. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and definitely don't forget to hit that like button, guys.